Hello children, welcome to 7th Science online classes. So today we will revise two chapters, chapter 6 and chapter 10. So first we will revise chapter 6, physical and chemical changes. Changes. Changes can be two types, physical change and chemical change. What is physical change? A change in which a substance undergoes a change in the physical properties such as shape, size, color, and state. It is called a physical change. A physical change is generally reversible, and in such change no new substances are formed. Example, cutting wood, melting ice. And what about a chemical change? So a change in which one or more new substances are formed, that is called chemical change. So during chemical change, change happened in their chemical properties. And chemical change is also called chemical reaction. Example, burning of paper, digestion of food, spoiling of milk or souring of milk, then ripening of fruits, etc. In a chemical reaction, we can observe. So in this chapter, we will study more about, or we will concentrate more about a chemical change. So during a chemical change, we can observe new products. So we already said that chemical change, new products are formed. So that is the first observation. And heat or light may be given off. Sound may be produced, smell may come, a color change may take place, a gas may be formed. So any one or any of them are formed along with the chemical change. And next, chemical reaction. Chemical reactions means chemical change. So we will see some important chemical reactions in your textbook. So first one, magnesium ribbon burning of magnesium ribbon. So burning means their oxygen gas react with magnesium. So burning oxygen. So magnesium react with oxygen to form magnesium oxide. And this chemical formula also you have to study. Mg plus O2 gives MgO. So magnesium is Mg, oxygen O2, and magnesium oxide MgO. Okay, so that is first chemical reaction. Magnesium ribbon react with oxygen or burning of magnesium to form magnesium oxide. Second one, copper sulfate solution and iron. In that activity, a fresh iron nail dipped in copper sulfate solution. And copper sulfate solution have a blue color. So this fresh nail dipped in copper sulfate solution, and we keep the setup undisturbed for some time. We can see that the color of that solution changes to green because of the formation of iron sulfate, and the fresh nail is covered with copper and a brown color we can observe. So that is the second chemical reaction, very important. So copper sulfate solution plus iron gives the product is, and what is that green color because of the production of iron sulfate. And third point is vinegar plus baking soda. So vinegar, you know, that is acetic acid, and baking soda is a base, that is sodium bicarbonate or sodium hydrogen carbonate. So that is the base. So one is acid and one is base. And when these two react to form carbon dioxide and some other substances. So when acid and base react, we can see some bubbles or gas formed, and that is which gas? Carbon dioxide. And when carbon dioxide is passed through lime water, calcium carbonate is formed, which makes lime water milky. So that lime water turns milky color because of the passage of carbon dioxide gas. And last one important, iron plus oxygen plus water. This is the process of rusting. So when iron is contact with air and moisture in the air, it form rust. So that is the formula of rust, Fe2O3. Okay children, so these four reactions are very important. Next we will see the revision of chapter 10, respiration in organisms. Types of respiration. So mainly two types of respirations are there, aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. So first, aerobic respiration. This kind of respiration takes place in the presence of oxygen. So aerobic, so that is in the presence of oxygen, and anaerobic. Anaerobic means in the absence of oxygen. This type of respiration happens in the cells in the absence of oxygen. So that is very important point. Aerobic respiration in presence of oxygen, anaerobic respiration in the absence of oxygen. Second point, glucose. That is our food. That is converted to glucose. So glucose with the use of oxygen to form carbon dioxide, water and energy. So glucose, that is the food what we consumed, that is converted to glucose. So that glucose in the presence of oxygen, and the products are carbon dioxide, water and energy. But in anaerobic respiration, glucose without the use of oxygen or in the absence of oxygen to form carbon dioxide, alcohol and energy. Okay, so see the difference. In the aerobic respiration, carbon dioxide, water and energy are the products. But in anaerobic respiration, carbon dioxide, alcohol and energy are the products. Third point, human beings and many other animals undergo aerobic respiration. Human beings and many other animals. So they undergo aerobic respiration, and anaerobic respiration, yeast and sometimes human beings undergo anaerobic respiration. And aerobic respiration, the last point, carbon dioxide and water are also released in aerobic respiration, that we already said here, carbon dioxide and water. But in the case of anaerobic respiration, see, animal muscle cells release lactic acid because when during a heavy exercise, so in that time our muscles release lactic acid, and yeast release ethanol and carbon dioxide in aerobic respiration. But in the both cases we get energy. Okay, so that is aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. Next is, how do we breathe? So breathing has two processes, inhalation and exhalation. Inhalation is the process of taking the air that contain oxygen inside the body. So inhalation, so that time we take air and that contains more oxygen. And exhalation, that is a process of releasing out air that contains carbon dioxide out of the body. So from our body, through the process of exhalation, carbon dioxide expel out. Inhalation and exhalation take place alternatively in the breathing process. So in the breathing process, first inhalation, then exhalation, then again inhalation, exhalation. That process is continuous. So here also you can see that relaxed breathing in and breathing out. So this is inhalation. So air inhaled, you can see here air inhaled. So air inhaled, that time the chest go upwards. See, so when you are doing like that, you can tell that very easily. Okay, so when air inhaled, when you take air inside, that time chest expands, and here the floor is called diaphragm. Okay, so the diaphragm contracts. See, the diaphragm contracts, that move inwards. And breathe out, breathe out, that time air exhaled out. So that time chest move upwards and the diaphragm relaxes. Okay, and see the abdomen, see the stomach also. Here in the inhalation process, abdomen or stomach expands, but here in this case, this abdomen contracts. Okay, abdomen contracts but diaphragm relaxes. In the case of breathing in, abdomen expands but diaphragm contracts. So this point also study very well. Next, respiratory system in humans. So we breathing. So that process is called, or that system is called respiratory system. The various organs in the respiratory system of human are nostrils, nasal cavity, windpipe and lungs. Nostrils. So this part is nostril, these two holes, okay, nose, that are called nostrils, and nasal cavity or nasal passage. So here this is called nasal cavity or nasal passage. And here you can see the windpipe. So through this wind is going or air is going inside the lungs. So here two lungs also. Okay, here two lungs. This is the windpipe and nostrils and nasal cavity or nasal passage. And here this you can see here the diaphragm. Okay, here that is the diaphragm. So this is the respiratory system of human. Next, breathing in other animals. So human beings, okay, nostrils, nasal cavity, then windpipe and lungs. And breathing in other animals, see, many insects like cockroaches have small openings called spiracles present on the sides of the bodies. Also, they have an air tube-like structure called the trachea that allows the exchange of gases in these insects. So breathing in insects like cockroach, you just keep in your mind two words, spiracles and trachea. Spiracles means many openings on their sides of their body, and trachea is the tube-like structure inside the body. Okay, so two words are important, spiracles and trachea. And in earthworms, earthworms breathe through their soft moist skin. Similarly, frogs also have a slippery and moist skin that can help in breathing. However, frogs contain lungs too, because you know that frogs are amphibians. They can live water as well as land. So when they are living water, they use their lungs, and when they are on the land, they can use their moist skin. And earthworms also, they use moist skin for the process of breathing. Next is animals like fish that live underwater have special respiratory organs called gills. So fish gills. In plants, the exchange of gases take place through stomata present under the leaves. So stomata means small pores under the or holes under the leaf. Okay, so through that stomata, the exchange of gases takes place. So these are the important points in this lesson, and you have to okay, you can watch other videos also and read the textbook and notebook very well, but this revision help you to do more. Okay children, so all the best for your exam. Thank you.